Hey, Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome to Fort Triumph. This is a game that I had actually originally intended to make a video on when it first came out on early access. And so when the developer of Fort Triumph approached me to make a video on it, I was super happy because this is already a game that I played and enjoyed. The game is available on PC on Steam and will be available for consoles in the future. If you do want to get the game, go ahead and click the link in the description in order to get your hands on Fort Triumph. And the game has come a long way since I remember it in early access. It kind of, how to describe it? It's kind of like an XCOM game, but it's also kind of like Heroes of Might and Magic, but it also has kind of like roguelike elements, and it has you have permadeath and stuff like that in it. It's a very interesting game and a lot going on. And you can set up a basic skirmish, and you can do advanced stuff, and you can pick from a whole bunch of different factions, or just have randomly permadeath, all this jazz, and have different types of terrain. But what we're going to do is we're going to jump in. We're just going to try out a little bit of a campaign as the Human Kingdom on normal difficulty, because I'm an absolute casual at this game. This game is actually really complex. There's a whole like environmental combat system that kind of blows my mind that I really haven't seen in any other game like this. Now, there is a little bit of a story as well. It's not voice acted or anything like that, but it is kind of like this cutesy comic book guy around a campfire telling you a story type of deal. But we are just going to go ahead and skip the story so we can get straight to the gameplay, because that's what I care about personally. I like to see the meat and potatoes of the gameplay. So you can kind of see, like, I'm already getting kind of, you know, cartoon Heroes of Might and Magic vibes. There's like different things around the map that we can control on, and I'm trying to take over, like a bag of coins over here. We've got a magic orb. I'm going to go straight ahead and do the sort of intro quest mission, and it's kind of like an introductory type battle. So when you load into a battle, at least for a story battle, you'll be presented with a little bit of storyline and a sort of objective, as well as some terrain and some enemies. The thing about the combat system in this game that is, I find really interesting, that I've never seen a game do this sort of stuff before, and it might just be I just haven't seen it. But for example, you can really heavily manipulate the terrain. So I'm going to run forward here with my warrior, but I don't actually plan to attack. I plan to just kind of like place this guy here. Like I could just throw enemies around. And what this has done is that now both of these guys are in the falling line of this pillar. So if I use my whirlwind spell on my mage, I can knock the pillar over on top of his head, run up with my ranger, and theoretically pull this second guy into the first guy to kill him. Like that. Bam. And also stun the second guy. So you can see how not only did I destroy their cover, I used their cover to hurt them, right? And then I like used their lack of cover to then like it's wonderful. I love the way the sort of combat mechanics play out in the game. And now because he was stunned, he shouldn't be able to react next turn because he has the stunned modifier, which means he has -2 action points and prevents him from attacking. So I'll just run straight up at him. And I'll also flank him with my warrior so he can't run away. Ah, there's the opportunity attack. Perfect. Bam. So you can see how just the game isn't about like positioning and shooting. It's about really manipulating all of this terrain that's available to you. Now, what looks like here on the ground is it might be like a mana spell or a mana potion, I think. Let's go ahead and pick that up with our mage, and it's an action potion which gives you an extra 1 action point. Very nice. Let's conservatively move forward here, because I have a feeling that there's going to be more goblins. So let's get ourselves in position to deal with those next turn. Right, so first things first, let's bring the mage forward, and this should reveal, there they are, the enemies. What we're going to do is do an overwatch action with our mage. And we're going to do another overwatch action with our hunter. So if they come forward at all, they're going to be in big trouble. And then we're going to do something very cheeky again. We're going to run forward with our warrior and basically just kind of throw this guy out into the line of fire. Like so. I'm going to pick him up. And I'm going to go throw him on top of this mushroom, and then both my ranger and my mage should get opportunity attacks on him, thus killing the goblin. So you can kind of see how you combine all of your heroes together to sort of get the outcome that you want in kind of weird and unintuitive ways. Now my warrior is going to take some damage, which is kind of sucks because your heroes do not have a lot of health, so taking damage is actually very bad in this game. But this goblin, I think, only has 3 action points, so he won't be able to get over to me. If I run here, let me double check that. Yeah, oh, you can stand on the mushroom. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kick this guy out of cover is the plan. So I'm just going to like Give him the boot, bounce him off the mushroom, and then it... Oh, no! Oh, God! The unintended side effects of kicking that cover has come back to bite me in the ass. I knocked the tree over on top of my ranger, nearly killing him. That is... welcome to Fort Triumph. Oh, man. That did not feel good, let me say. Alright, I've got a 64% chance to hit. So we did get it perfect. You gotta be very, very careful. You have to be very, very careful about how you manipulate the terrain in this game. I reckon this guy is in range of this tree. So if I run forward and I grapple this tree, it should pull it down on top of his head, stunning him. Now he doesn't take the full damage, but that's fine because what I can do is I can then run up, toss him over my shoulder out of cover to where he's in range of my mage to get a free shot on him, essentially. And I could use my potion to get another free shot, but I think he should die next turn. If he tries to run away or anything, he's pretty much donezo. Let's go ahead and shoot him with the ranger. Bam, another goblin down. So now we have to free our barbarian friend, the trapped maiden. Let's go ahead and swing over with the ranger. Excuse me, Ranger. I believe this takes 0 action points to do, and this will start a little cutscene. A barbarian, what brings you here so far away from your home in the frozen northern tundras? Mostly pneumonia. Solaris paused for a moment at the conversational dead end. And who is the skeletal companion of yourself in the other cage? This is Steve. He starved to death, but now we come back for tantalizing conversation. The nether spews forth. The end is nigh. Yes, you say that already, Steve. You not good conversationalist. Secret is more listen. That's not possible. Unliving don't just spontaneously rise from the dead. Krita shrugs. So, of course, not afraid of death. Krita shrugs. So, of course, not afraid death. Welcome it with open arms like beloved best friend. But maybe hang on with best friend later. You help? Hold still, milady. We shall retrieve the key from the jailer. And that is this guy over here. Now, unfortunately, man, my ranger is really hurt. I wish I had some health potions. Had I been a better player, I would have prepared a little bit better. Let's kind of get up and sort of near these guys, but I don't really want to initiate combat just yet. It's kind of based on the XCOM sort of pack thing. They don't actually sort of activate until you get in a certain range of them. Right, let's get the warrior to kick off this battle. There they are. A little bit more story going on. You know, I'm not going to do that. She's terrifying and menace and worth her weight in gold. The Demon King pays top coin for innocent maiden sacrifices. Krita raises an eyebrow and incredibly mouths the word innocent. Demon King, soon unhappy client. I love the dialogue of the game as well. It's not like like, don't get me wrong, it's not like Pulitzer Prize winning it's not Pulitzer Prize winning writing, but it's cheerful and it's campy and it's fun, right? Like, and what more do you want from a game? Not every game has to be a serious blockbuster. Sometimes they can just be kind of silly, fun little things. I'm going to go ahead and try to stun the archer because I feel like the archer is the bigger threat because he has that ranged attack. Whoa, I missed at an 89% chance? Oh no, that's not good. That's the opposite of good, actually, if we're really thinking about things. So how far can this warrior run? He can run pretty far, and I want to make sure that my mage is protected by zone of control. So I think what I'll do is I'll run up over here. I'll pick up this rock and put it in front of my warrior, so that he's in cover facing these guys. And then I might just kind of very carefully step forward with my ranger and do an overwatch with him. Okay, they did damage to the rock, which is understandable. Ooh, okay, so he blinded my warrior. And this guy takes the overwatch hit. Very good. I missed! Oh no! Well, I can kick this tree over on top of this guy's head, which should be a good move. Bam, there we go. Now he did block some of that damage, which is to be expected. How far can you move? Okay, I'm a little bit worried about this guy. I think I'm okay where I am. 52% chance to pull him into the tree stump, or I could just do 2 to 3 damage. I'm going to take the 50-50 chance. Alright, nice. We hit one of the 50-50 chances. If I could take him out, what, a 70%? Damn, that's really bad. I just killed this guy's cover. So he's going to be in serious trouble from this archer. Yeah, that's part of the game. Like, you take these risks and sometimes they don't pay off. Ooh, he crit me. Jesus. Ow, my guys are super messed up right now. I need to stun this guy, although he has stun resistance, I think. Yeah, you have to double stun him to do anything to him. I think I might kick this tree over on top of his head. It'll do damage, and it might get my warrior killed. But it'll break his stun resistance, which is important to me. I've got a 48% chance of killing this guy. I'm going to take it. Nice. Right, we got it. We hit him for 5 damage. Beautiful. And this guy leveled up. Perfect. Let's go ahead and have a look in here. So we can learn a new ability. And oh man, I haven't even talked about hero progression in this game. What am I doing? Like, I'm completely just disorganized. But your heroes can level up and their abilities get stronger. They can learn new abilities. For example, in here, we could learn Fire Arrow, Ice Arrow, or Empower. Empower is an ally for 2 turns, greatly increasing its physical capabilities, allowing it to push-pull targets much further. Or we could do Fire Arrow, that has a cooldown of 2 turns, but it causes damage based on the fire's intensity for 3 turns. Or Ice Arrow, which fires an arrow that slows down a single target for 2 turns, which minuses their speed by 4. I kind of like the idea of the Fire Arrow, so I'm going to learn the Fire Arrow. My other 2 heroes are not too far away from leveling up. Now, if I remember, this guy has an attack of opportunity, so I'm half tempted. I need to get out of this guy's range. So what I might do is I might do something paradoxical. I might get up close and personal with him. Flick him over here so that he takes the opportunity attack. Even if I miss, that doesn't really bother me. And I'll just take the damage on him. I'll try to get a little bit of extra damage so that we can maybe kill him next turn. I think my warrior has a good chance of dying. Which makes me pretty upset. Oh, he kicked the rock! Damn. Warrior, please live. Oh, man. Alright, that archer is going to be a big problem unless I whirlwind the stuff on top of his head. Man, I'm trying to think about how I get a stun on this guy. I think I just do damage to him, right? If I could just get him killed this turn, then I'm in good shape. Thankfully, I don't have permadeath, so I don't have to worry about that warrior being dead forever, because I'm so bad at this game that I would probably never play with permadeath, just out of pure terror. But my mage also leveled up now. And you can upgrade these abilities too, like, for example, she has Magic Arrow. The level 3 upgrade basically gives it some lifesteal, so that when it actually hits an enemy, she gets 1 health back, which is kind of nice. It gives her a little bit more survivability. And then the level 11 upgrade it damages and cripples the enemy, preventing them from using physical abilities. So it's a really cool, interesting mix of being able to sort of level up and choose new abilities and also upgrade your older abilities. Okay, so we could pick up Blink, which would allow the mage to teleport to an empty tile. So this would kind of be in replacement of a move action that's a little bit less restrictive. Then we've got Fire Blast, which spreads from the mage and deals burning damage. I think I'm going to take Blink here. Blink seems like it would be really, really helpful. It does have a rather long cooldown of 3 turns, but you can reduce the cooldown at level 3, and you can also swap with another target if you want as well at level 7. As well, at level 15, swapping with an ally does not cost any AP, and swap's cooldown is removed. So this definitely feels like an ability that has a lot of potential, so I'm very happy with that choice. Now, I was hoping he wouldn't come out of that cover. Oh, please miss. Oh, that's devastating. Whew, if this was permadeath, I would be very dead. Let's go ahead and knock the tree down on top of his head, dealing a bunch of damage, and then I should be able to blink over behind him. And then just get behind him and finish him off with a basic attack. Shabam. Little goblin, dead as a dodo. So, let's go ahead and pick up this potion, and we'll also grab the key off his dead body. There we have it. We managed to retrieve the key, and we shall free our barbarian friend. The Nether spews forth. The end is nigh. And she's going to basically talk about how we have to try to find the necromancer that is causing the dead to be raised. So I got a C grade there, which is probably about right. This is a very tough game. Like, it's a very, very tough game. It might actually be the easiest to learn sort of strategy game in the vein of, it might actually be like the easiest to learn turn-based strategy game that I've played in a while, but like the toughest to master, because you have to really think about, like, if I stand here, he's going to kick this thing and that's going to bounce me off my ally. And but since I covered that battle, let's go ahead and quickly jump into a skirmish game so you can get a kind of idea of some of the other factions. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and play the Goblins in a standard game. We have our little goblin party here. Ellie the Gallant, Mark Groinbreaker. Yeah, he definitely looks like the kind of guy who breaks groins. And Melody the Crooked make up our heroes. The Mage, I believe. Sorry, no, the Archer. The Vicious Claw Attack Hero Warrior guy. And... oh, I've got 2 warriors. It's a good opportunity to show off a little bit of the village mechanic. You could build all sorts of buildings, like the city hall you can upgrade, the university. No, I don't have the resources for like the vast majority of this stuff. But for example, I could upgrade my city hall for 500 coins, which would increase my gold income by almost double. So that seems like a pretty reasonable thing to do. You've also got a guild in here. If you generate enough of this renown, you can increase your party size to 4. You can also get better shoes, better tactics, better inventory slots, and all of these have various different effects on the game. For example, 1 extra action point at the start of a battle if you get this tactics ability. The speed of units is increased by 1. A lot of really, really nice things that you can pick up to upgrade your team. And you can also recruit heroes. They're not too expensive, although we are only making about 125 ducats per turn. But we should increase our income like we just did with the City Hall next turn. I think doing that sort of a thing seems pretty reasonable to me. Something I didn't really talk about much yet is just how many different character classes there are in the game. There's the Barbarian class that has like a really powerful claw attack that lets them attack twice. They can also defend and do the usual sort of stuff like moving people around, kicking, and taking attacks of opportunity. And all of your heroes can also get a trait when you're playing in like the campaign or skirmish matches. So you can see here, Meredith here is pushy, which means she throws people a lot further when she uses her physical abilities. And then if you look at a mage like Grelda, you know, you can see her attack is slightly higher, her health is slightly lower, but her movement is the same. And she has like magic arrow, which is kind of very similar to arrow attack, same damage, roughly speaking, same distance, all that sort of stuff. But the upgrade path for both of these abilities are very different. And then she has consistent, which means she has a 5% chance to hit for every consecutive hit or miss by this unit. So basically, if she hits, her next shot is more likely to hit. If she misses, her next shot is more likely to miss. It's kind of a double-edged sword of an ability. And each faction is going to have their own unique trait. I believe the human trait is that you can lift objects and move them around further than any other race. One of my favorite things about the game actually is kind of this hero progression mechanic, because there are common abilities, there are uncommon abilities, there's class abilities, there's cross-class abilities, and then each ability has its own upgrade tree. They're not super in-depth upgrade trees for each individual ability, but you're not always going to roll the same abilities when you get a new ability on each hero, so it's always going to be very, very different. Like for example, on my hero here, who's now level 5, I rolled the rally ability, which can increase the power and speed of my allies for 2 turns. Or I could pick up bolster, which increases my armor by 3 for 1 turn, and doesn't cost any action points. That one seems really powerful. It could allow me to play extremely aggressively with my warrior hero. And this ability now, kind of like combined with like some of the other abilities here, kind of makes me think that this could be a bit of a very strong sort of tank slash support character, because it has tons of armor, and I'll be able to reduce the cooldown of this, and I'll be able to have all the damage received from attacks on an ally and does not cost any action points. The really cool thing about this bolster ability is that it kind of turns this character into a tank, but it also makes them into more of a support as well. Because once I get to level 15, I'll be able to get bolster ally, which will allow me to cast this armor spell on my allies. And this character already took the encourage ability, so it's very much so a paladin set up to kind of buff and heal and support allied heroes. Whereas if you compare that to my mage, this is like a high mobility hero that I'm planning to spec in for high physical manipulation of the battlefield, because I've given them a faster cooldown on the whirlwind. They have a blink ability. I'm also going to get the cooldown reduction on their blink, so they can blink around the battlefield, throw out whirlwinds, and then maybe do something else as well when I get another new ability next level. But anyway, I'm not going to go ahead and play another battle. I just wanted to give you an idea of what the game has to offer. I just want to give you just a little taste of it, because it is actually a really well put together game. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.